What's up, everybody? This is Ghoppin85.
And the Greatest Noob, T-Bird 325.
The Greatest Noob. Y'all heard it. This is going to be our very first episode of G-Hopping on Your Deck List.
Greatest Noob Style, baby.
Greatest Noob Style. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and give our shout out to our lucky winner of our very first episode. Mr. T-Bird, would you like to give him a shout out?
Skater 79.
Shadow Skater 79.
On his Field Drain Beatdown deck. So without further ado, we're going to get into the first card, which is going to be Beast King Barbaros. Right here, 3,000 attack. Okay, you can almost summon him, make him 1,900. Under Skill Drain, he becomes right back a beat stick at 3,000 with no tribute. So we're going to be running two of those, and it's going to be a great card in this deck just because your opponent will not see it coming. Just in case you don't even have Skill Drain, you can actually sacrifice 3 monsters and then field wipe their whole field. So it's an amazing card. Alright, Adam.
You can normal summon this without tribute, making his attack 1,900 as well. And he's an Earth, so he helps out later on with our Miracle Fusion to summon Elemental Hero Gaia. Next card, 3 Thunder King Ryos. Thunder King's like one of the best level 4 monsters out there. It's a light attribute, so it helps out with Elemental Hero The Shining. Its first effect doesn't let you search your deck, which is amazing because that stops a lot of decks first turn. It's 1,900 attack, so it's a good beat stick. Its first effect does not activate. Well, it doesn't. You can't really do anything under Skill Drain. It's negated. But its second effect, you can use that under Skill Drain. T-Bird, why don't you let them know what about the second effect of Thunder King?
Okay, with Skill Drain on the field, Thunder King's effect is actually a cost. Tributing himself off the field is a cost, so wherever he goes, he can negate the inherent special summon of something like, we'll say Cyber Dragon, Dark Arm Dragon, Anti-Synchro Summonings like Stardust Dragon, Red Dragon, Arch Fiend, anything like that he'll get. Now, however, he will not stop card effects. Alright, so Monster Reborn, Call the Haunted, or Miracle Fertilizer, he cannot stop those effects because those are effects and not actual summons. Those are effects that summon. So he will not stop Drill Warrior, okay? Drill Warrior will come back just to let you know that. Alright, Adam, what's the next card?
So we had 3 Thunder Kings. Alright, next card we got in the deck is 3 Elemental Hero Neos Alias. 1,900 attack, level 4, light monster. Gemini monster. You really didn't care about his second summoning effect, but he's in here to use as our Elemental Hero bait for our Miracle Fusion. He's in here because of Gemini Spark and because he's a 1,900 attack beat stick.
Let's not forget he's a warrior.
Tis true. He's a warrior.
And therefore he's searchable by Reinforcement of the Army.
Reinforcement of the Army, yes.
The next card we're going to feature in the deck is Malefic Stardust Dragon. Now, you're probably wondering why Malefic Stardust Dragon? Well, because we're going to be running a couple field magic cards in the deck. So therefore, he's going to be there to keep those magic cards on the field. Alright, now his effect, the second line, I believe, is a condition. There can only be one face of Malefic monster. That is not an effect. Just to let you guys know, that is a condition that does not be negated by Skill Drain.
However, the Skill Drain effect of him being the only monster that can attack can be negated by Skill Drain. Therefore, if you have Skill Drain, you can declare an attack with this and all your other monsters. Or you can attack with this, even if you don't have Skill Drain, and then Book of Moon this monster, and then attack with the rest of your monsters. So it's actually not that bad. Plus it protects your field spells because it doesn't let them die by card effects.
That's right.
Next card we're going to put in the deck is Gemini Lancer. Some of you are probably going to do dig to go find this. Even the Greatest Noob couldn't find one right now. He doesn't have to go dig to find it. It's a water 1,800 attack. I believe it's a Sea Serpent. Yeah, it's a Sea Serpent. It's level 4. It's used for our water attribute for Elemental Hero Absolute Zero. It's used for Gemini Spark because it is a Gemini monster. When it's second summon, it has Trample, or as T-Bird would like to say, since he's on the side of Konami, Piercing. Thank you, Konami, for correcting our English. So, we use one of these. That is the reason why. We use this over Elemental Hero Ice Edge, just because we think Ice Edge would be a little weak, and it gets hurt by Skill Drain, so...
Well, not only that, is that he has a higher attack. So if need be, you have an 1,800 attack that can go up against Gear Frame or to the Stratus, depending on what you're going up against. So you have a better chance at sparking something, using it as bait for your Miracle Fusion, and not to mention your, well, that's pretty much it. Alright, next card.
Next card is going to be 2 Gravekeeper Commandant. First of all, it's an Earth, so we can use it with Miracle Fusion for Elemental Hero Gaia. Basically what this card is going to do is let us discard it from our hand to go grab Necro Valley. And everyone knows Necro Valley screws up almost every top tier deck there is out there, unless you're actually playing Gravekeepers. It helps us in Skill Drain, because if you have Skill Drain on the field and Necro Valley, you have a pretty good combo there. But let's just say you just have Necro Valley. Command It becomes a 2100 beat stick. And in a Skill Drain deck, 19 and plus is very good for attacks.
Especially if you don't have the tribute for him. That's where it becomes key, because when it comes down to top deck wars, higher attacks are going to be your key factors in deciding who's going to win.
Alright.
Top decking or Titania or Caius. Bad.
Yeah, very bad. Last card, last monster in the deck, 1 Effect Veiler. This is our ace in the hole. It is a level 1 tuner, so it adds synchroing to the deck. This basically says no to your opponent's OTKs. I'm going to go ahead and let T-Bird explain that one a little bit to you.
Alright, now, everyone knows there's so many decks right out that have so many loops that will keep on going. KMP, the Katakuri Machina Plant decks. You have your Frog OTK, your Fish OTK, the Coelacanth Burn. It's retarded. Alright, just one Effect Veiler will stop all that from happening, especially if they try to go with Infernity, the Joshua loop on you as well. Not to mention the Tech Genus. And the new Psychics, they can OTK. Oh my goodness, I've seen so many ways that Effect Veiler can cripple every deck just by pitching one Effect Veiler on one monster that stops everything. It stops them and it halts them, and next thing you know, you can go and explode on them, or at least level the playing field. So, with that being said, it's also a level 1 tuner. Spellcaster at that, so if you need to if you have to sync or summon, let's see, we'll say a starter strike. Well, as far as the side deck goes, you have a monster in there that can instantly go into level 8 with just that one card right there being as a tuner. Alright, so without further ado, next card.
Next card, we're going to go ahead with the spell cards.
That's going to be Gemini Sparks. We're running 2 of these Gemini Sparks for the simple fact that you're going to be comboing him with the Neos Alias. Yeah, your warrior. You're going to destroy a card and draw a card at the same time. Now, know that happens at the same exact time. So, cards like Appropriate can be activated. You can activate cards that says when a card is destroyed by a card effect, as in Chain Whirlwind. The last thing that happened, technically, was drawing a card and destroying something. So, at the end, they can switch at the same time. So, the last thing happened with both of these things. So, keep that in mind, just in case you want to change the deck list now. Next card, Adam.
Well, one last thing before we get past that. The other card we can use our Gemini Sparks with is the Gemini Lancer. Just add that in there, just so that if they didn't forget. Next card, we want it to stay within the user's budget. He said he only had 1 pot of duality. So instead of saying, oh, just go ahead and add 3 pot of dualities, this is the way we're going to fix the deck. We're not going to do that. We're going to stay within your budget, so we're going to just keep in 1 pot of duality. If you can get 3, then I would suggest putting 3. But if you can only get 1 or 2, that's how many you add. You add as many as you can get. So pot of duality, since we don't special summon that much, like T-Bert said, unless we have certain cards, but there's not very many of them in the deck, we're based around stopping all that. But, it's really not going to hurt us. Just 1 pot of duality.
Alright, card we're going to throw in there, as far as magic cards, is going to be Book of Moon. Book of Moon. First of all, it stops a whole bunch of OTK loops like a Fake Veiler does. It stops your opponent from synchro summoning. It stops your biggest opponent's monster from killing the one monster you need so you can actually synchro summon, or something to turn the tide of the game, just like a Gorge does as far as late game goes. So it can stop your opponent's monsters. It can make your effects go off if, like you say, you have flipped the Morphing Jar 1 turn and then Book of Moon. Alright, let's use them again next turn. You can do the same thing. Alright, so Book of Moon is a very good all-around card. There's a reason why they limited it to 1.
There is, definitely. Hey, I'm going to pull a Kanye on you for a second. Where's your Book of Moon at? Where's it at? You see, I'm gonna let him show his Book of Moon, but I'm just gonna let you know that mine's a little bit holler than his is. Got him. All right, next card. The next card we're gonna feature in the deck is 1 Reinforcement of the Army. Searches out our Neos aliases. I think this all of the warriors that we run. We replaced Elemental Hero Stratos with Rhoda because Stratos gets hurt by skill drain. Yes, Stratos is a great card to start off with, but if you do not start with Stratos, there's no point. It's a dead card. All it is a 1800 beat stick, and it can't even be used with Miracle. I mean, it can be for the Elemental Hero name, but its attribute is Wind, and we don't have the Great Tornado yet, so can't really do anything with it. But 1 Rhoda.
Is it Hobby League?
Yes, it was. Next card, obviously the staples in the deck would be the Dark Hole. I don't think we need to explain these just for time purposes. So, Dark Hole. 1 Monster Reborn. Not 2, 1, just for y'all people out there see 2. 1 Monster Reborn. 2 Necro Valleys. Like we said before, these are searched out through your 2 commandants. They will be helping out with the side deck, which you will see in a minute. It stops your opponent basically. We only have like 2 cards or so that revolve around touching the graveyard, and we don't have to use them. And by the time we get a chance to use them, our opponent's going to be wasting their time trying to get rid of Necro Valley. And since we run Skill Drain and things like Royal Oppression, they're going to have to choose what they're going to try to MST, because they can't get them all. There's no more Heavy Storm.
They can Giant True Nade, but that's 1 in 40 cards, and they have a better shot at hitting MST on us.
Yep.
Not to mention a Monarch. But then again, as far as Necro Valley, well, how many things have you seen need to hit the graveyard, they need to come back out of the graveyard? Well, you've seen a lot of, we need Danny to come out by way of the Pre-Dragon. It ain't happening. Guess what? Zombies, you're not removing yourself to summon another one. No Mizuki, no Zombie Master Pitch and Plague Spreader to get out somebody else. It ain't gonna happen. It basically is gonna stop your opponents from doing a whole bunch of things that you weren't gonna do in the first place.
No Pot of Avarice, no Monster Reborn, no Call the Haunted, no Glow Bulb can work, no Limit Reverse, I mean, no Debris Dragon, no Junk Synchron. There's a lot of cards that card stops. Alright, we're going with the next cards, get rid of a few staples out of the way. 2 MSTs, self-explanatory. These are going to be a big role in the side deck. We'll let y'all know in a little bit. But 2 MSTs are standard. You need back row hate. You need the ability to kill stuff. You know, go ahead and piss somebody off in random, you know, just blind MST when they set 4 back rows. See if you can find the Solemn Warning. Sniff it out.
That's what I do.
He does. He
I
does.
love getting MST on a Solemn Warning and just get mad at like, wow, really? Out of all the bluffs I've set, you hit the 1 real card there. It happens.
It does. The next 2 cards we're going to show together because they're pretty cool. Each one has its strengths. Each one has its weaknesses. 1 Forbidden Chalice and 1 Forbidden Lance. They both are amazing cards. They both can be used during damage step. So you can, even when someone trap stuns you, you can still be okay because you could either increase or decrease a monster, their attack during damage. So they're sitting there thinking, oh, I'm okay because I play Trap Stun. You can't play Traps now. Yeah, well, I got a quick play spell card that's going to be able to help me out by either making me unaffected by spell and traps or negating someone's effect. So they're both offensive and they're both defensive at the exact same time.
Well, yeah, exactly. Because you can also, let's see, I believe it is the lance that drops them by 800. Sure, they're unaffected by it, but guess what? I'm going to drop your big monster by 800, and since most of my monsters are 1800 and higher, I'm probably going to get over them.
Perfect example, Necro Valley. Necro Valley. I was going to say Necro Valley. Hey, use this on their commandant. I mean, not their commandant, their recruiter. So far, he goes down by attack, so it makes him, what, 500? To 400. And, yeah, he's 12. So he goes down to 400 attack, and he's no longer affected by Necro Valley, so he doesn't get the 500 boost either. So he's just a 400 beater. That's it. He runs right into a wall. So it's actually a great versatile card.
Well, I would play Chalice on him first, and then...
Oh God, that poor guy. He wouldn't know what's going on. Last card, as far as spell cards in the deck, 1 Miracle Fusion just gives us the ability to go Absolute Zero, Shining, or Gaia. Self-explanatory.
That would actually be a tech card because no one's going to see that coming. They're just going to see, oh, hero beat down with, Yeah, basically hero beatdown, and with Thunder Kings in there. Therefore, they're not going to expect anything else other than that. They don't see Stratus, therefore they're not going to see, okay, let's use a Miracle Fertilizer. Wow, I just said that.
Miracle Fusion.
I know, I'm the greatest noob. It is 2:14 in the morning. It's alright. They're not going to see that card coming to remove cards from the graveyard and then synchro summon, fuse summon, something else.
Also, if they see Necro Valley, they're not going to think you even play Monster Reborn or Miracle Fusion, because they're like, okay, why would he play cards that's going to conflict with his deck? Reason being, because you need the graveyard, and you're going to be trying to get rid of Necro Valley, and then once you get rid of it, and you're thinking, I don't have anything, I'm going to play my Miracle Fusion, and then I'm going to replay another Necro Valley. So, we're going with the trap cards, because we got to hurry up this video. We don't want everybody sitting there for half an hour long. 3 skill drains, basically negate your effect, pay 1,000 life points. Greatest Noob back there with a skill drain. Double bottomless trap hole. These are good in anti-meta decks for the most part. Regular decks, not too great right now. Soon as priority goes away, the cards are going to be amazing. This one in particular, but 2 bottomless trap holes to be able to stop summonings of monsters. Play the 1-for-1 game. 3 dimensional prisons. You have to be able to protect your creatures. Whether it's a Thunder King you need on the field because it's stopping them, or whether they're trying to get a bigger monster to run over your Malefic Stardust so they can kill that Necro Valley. You need the D prisons to protect your monsters, and plus this gets around Stardust Dragon, and it really pisses off Samurai players whenever you activate a card, they negate it, and then you dimensional prison their Shein, because he can't do my buddy as a shield. I can't get rid of T-Bird 325 if y'all try to attack me and get rid of me. No, I can't do that no more. I've had my chance. Standard staples, the Mirror Force. You got Mirror Force over there? Oh man.
Oh, it's in a deck somewhere.
Oh. Torrential Tribute. You can play 1 Torrential.
You got that.
And then T-Bird doesn't agree with this one, but we're gonna go with it anyway. We're gonna go with the Solemn Brigade, the Judgment, and the 2 warnings. I think he might have a Solemn Judgment, maybe? Maybe? No? Oh, he don't want to see it.
Solemn Judgment. It's just not.
So we're gonna go with the Solemn Brigade.
I got one more rare than yours.
Oh well. You have to have the ability to say no, and that's exactly what these cards do. They say no.
Yes. Baby Jesus and God says no.
Yes.
Champion pack what?
Yeah. He wants to go rarity whore on me. Mine is a retro pack. Mine's the most expensive one. So, no. What? I use that one over the rare. What's happening? Anyways, 1/7 Tools of the Bandit, your little pocket knife. Gotta be able to say no to them trap cards. Let them Solemn Warning something. That's fine. I'll just pay 1,000 to negate yours. Let them Solemn Judgment something. Go ahead and pay 1,000 to negate it. This is going to be a big part in the side deck as well. The ability to stop back rows. You'll see. Royal Oppression. All of this does conflict with 2 cards in our deck, being the Monster Reborn and the Miracle Fusion. It is a hell of a card to get around. When we have 19 plus beat sticks on the field with, say, Necro Valley Skill Drain, and you can't special summon, your whole world's coming crashing down.
Yes, it is. Basically, like you said, you got walls of thorns just looking at you with big old clubs and swords and ready to beat your face in, and you cannot special summon your Cyber Dragon, or you cannot synchro summon to get over them, then you are stuck. And then by then, if it's already activated, you cannot 7 tools it. So therefore, yeah, it's one of those things to try to get around.
Yeah. Last card in the deck, there's going to be a conflict of decision on this one, so we're going to leave it up to you. You going to give a shout out to the user again, sir?
Oh, big user, Shadow Skater 79.
Shadow Skater 79, this is up to you. There's 3 choices that you can put in.
1 of 3, alright? This is G-Hopper. He loves trap stun, okay? I agree with the trap stun, alright? So we're going to say that one. That's your 1 choice. Second choice, Sing Jin Hu. Try to say that 3 times fast. Alright, with this effect you can pin down basically 2 magic or trap cards that are face down and they cannot be activated as long as this card's face up on the field. However, one thing says you have to target 2. Therefore, if you cannot target 2, you cannot activate it, which is very good. Now, if need be, lock down one of theirs, lock down one of your own.
Chain yours. Chain yours. Chain your skill drain. Target your skill drain, their back row, chain yours.
If you can. I believe Sing Jing Hu Replica will be a little bit more versatile. It's a 1-for-1, and basically in this game, 1-for-1s basically can win you games. However, if you read the card text on this, it says when you activate this, cards or effects cannot be activated in response to it. So here is the favorite tech. I'm going to give credit to my amazing Asian friend here in Lake Charles, Louisiana, because he gave it to me. You declare your attack, and since you are a priority player, you can activate cards and effects first during your turn. So as soon as you declare your attack, you can activate something as soon as you declare your attack, which is Sing Jinghu Replica. Lock down one of your opponent's cards. Okay, we'll say it's a Mirror Force. They can't activate that Mirror Force. They cannot negate it with Solemn Warning. Solemn Judgment, 7 Tools of the Bandit, Dark Bribe, Malfunction. They can't use any of that. They can't even use Psychic Shockwave. They can activate nothing. Nothing.
He's making this a 20-minute video because of that right there. It said 20 minutes because of him. Y'all remember that. So like we said, you have 3 choices. You got Trap Stun to be able to stop your skill drain and your oppression. You go off and then be hidden back behind your skill drain and Trap Stun. And your roll oppression. You have Zing Zing Hu, which you can freeze 2 of your opponent's back rows. Or you have Zing Zing Hu Replica, which freezes 1 of their back rows and they cannot negate that card's activation. We'll go ahead and show you the extra deck real quick. It's going to be very fast. 2 Cyber End Dragons. We'll get to the side deck in a second. 1 Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. 1 Elemental Hero Absolute Zero. 1 Elemental Hero Gaia. 1 Elemental Hero The Shining. 1 Ally of Justice Catastor. 1 Magical Android. 1 Sea Dragon Lord Gashildodon. Got that right. 1 Brianak. No one cares about his last name. 1 Black Rose Dragon. The ability to blow up. 2 Stardust Dragons. 1 Colossal Fighter. And the Mac Daddy of them all, 1 Trishula. We'll go with the side deck real quick. We're going to explain it a little bit, but not thoroughly, because we don't want y'all sitting here for half an hour. But 1 Terraforming, because we have our Necro Valleys in the deck, and then there's also a card in our side deck that we are going to be able to fetch out, which is Gear Town. Gear Town is a very tricky card, because almost any way you destroy it, even in your hand, if they destroy this, by Epidemic Eradicator Virus, I believe that's the one it was. If they destroy this in your hand, you still get its effect. Remember to always set this card first, or activate, set, doesn't matter. If you set a field spell on top of it, you will get this card's effect. If you activate a field spell on top of this card, then you do not get its effect. So just remember that. But we're playing 2 Gear Towns. 2 Malefic Cyber End Dragons. The ability to swing at your opponent with 4,000. This card's either going to get Solemn Judgment, Solemn Warning, or something. Something's going to happen to this where they're going to pay life to stop it, because I promise they're not going to be having 4,000 swinging at them. We like your idea with the side deck, so we're going to keep it together. 2 Fusilia Dragon, the dual mode beast. He is, like T-Bert said, the level 7 that you can use with Effect Veiler to make your level 8. He is a dark, doesn't really help us out too much about that, but he is 2800 attack. He has the same ability as Beast King Barbaros, to where you can normal summon him, but then his attack and defense are halved, I believe. It goes to 14.
Yes, it is.
Yes, so he'll be at 14, so he can't be bottomless. With skill drain, or if he's hit by a Forbidden Chalice, his attack will increase back to its original 28, after Chalice's effect wears off, of course. But if he's hit with skill drain, he goes up to 28. Like you said, so normal summoning a 2800 attack monster is amazing. We side deck 2 Cyber Dragons to stay with the machine theme. It helps out being able to special summon, bait out your opponent's bottomless, and then bring out Malefic Cyber End Dragon and swing at them for 4,000. We ran the Gear Town, so we run 2 Ancient Gear Galvatron Dragons. The only effect you need to worry about is the fact that this dude says, when I'm on the field and I declare an attack, I'm greedy, you ain't activating nothing. So I'm swinging at you with 3,000, your Mirror Force and your Deep Prisons, out of there. Nothing, they can't really do anything about that. Also, he's an Earth, so he helps out with the Miracle Fusion if you keep that in there. We side the second Effect Veiler because it's a tuner again. It's a very sneaky card, and this card basically is going to be the future of our format. You're going to need effect veilers. If you don't have them, you need to get them. You're going to have effect veilers to stop sneaky people like T-Bird over here from doing crazy little OTKs on you. So yeah, you need sneaky cards. Like when he goes Injection Fairy Lily, before he enters his battle phase, play this card. See what happens. I guarantee he doesn't attack with that little. I ain't gonna call her. I'm just gonna leave her at that little. That's exactly what we're gonna leave her at. We sided one of each of the forbidden cards, Forbidden Lance and Forbidden Chalice. They both help out in so many ways, and we couldn't fit them. Wow, that's a lot of injections. That is like what? Whoa, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13?
13 right here, and I got
13 Injection Fairy Lilies.
Or 10 more in decks.
Y'all should mail him your injections. That would be amazing. He'd love that. He really would. So we said we added one more of each of the chalices and Forbidden Lance in the side deck. So whichever one you think you need more, you know, that's which one obviously you would side in. And the last card is one limiter removal. Just because all the side deck is machines, you can go ahead and basically attack with a 4,000 beat stick and limiter during damage and win the game with 8,000. I had it happen to me. It sucks. So that has been our very first episode of G-Hoppin' on your deck list.
Greatest Noob Style.
Greatest Noob Style. Do us a favor. Thumbs up the video if you liked this deck list and these deck changes. Thumbs down the video if you didn't. Let us honestly know what you think about our changes as far as thinking outside the box and pimping out this man's deck and trying to help him out with some new ideas, not trying to be like everybody else, being top tier and being, you know, meta. We tried to think outside the box. So let us know what you think. And as we said before, in the comment section below, write your deck, write what it does, what you want it to accomplish, write the name of it if you want, give us a description. You only get one comment, so however many characters the comment box lets you post, you only get one post. And the one with the most thumbs up, whenever we decide, will be the next one that we're going to feature. So if y'all want to see a particular deck get fixed and see what we can do with it, say if you want a certain deck that you want to get featured and you didn't think of it but someone else did, go thumbs up there or comment. You know, help somebody out. Help somebody out who you think might need some help with their deck, or who might have a creative idea that you want to see expanded, and we'll go ahead and pick them. So the one with the most accumulated thumbs up between both of our videos on both of our sites is going to be the one that we are going to choose. So this has been G-Hopper85
and T-Bird 325. I am the greatest noob, baby.
The greatest noob, T-Bird 325. If you haven't subscribed to him, you need to go subscribe to him. This has been, like I said, our very first episode of G-Hoppin' on your deck list.
Greatest Noob Style, baby.
And we out, and I'm going to let T-Bird do it because he loves doing this.